So welcome to the second half of this Super League game. Sneak versus Predator. Connor Fletcher with the pull. Does another roller. This time a bit better. Andy Baddocks mows that down. Gets a couple of metres on that kick. Nice soccer kick. Gets the inside. Win takes that away. Mock with the D. Gets the fantasy points. Off to Fletcher. Already had the assist on the previous score to close out the half. Srinivasan, probably not the best match there. Cheeky little backhand to Fletcher. To Windsor. Petrie tries to lay out for that. Doesn't get it. White pull away. Last 5 points in a way. Cheer of Hong Hong Hong. So Sneak now with a nice lead, 9-6 as the lights come on. Fletcher with the pull right on the front of the end zone. That was pulled well behind. All of Sneak now onside for that pull, well and truly. Lovely pull to the back of the end zone. Davis fields that. Off to Petrie. Davis, Malhotra, Srinivasan. Back to Malhotra. Quite content to keep it on that side at the moment. Bit of sun over there. Sorondo and Klein getting in each other's way as the dump. Klein looking for something, but everyone's clearing. No one's cutting towards him. Now Davis does. Gets it to the centre of the field. Inside break on Fletcher. There's a call and that will probably be a turnover. It'll be a turnover. Catch everything no matter what is the lesson from that. Petrie, hard lesson to learn. Fletcher picks it up, brings it in. Davis with a nice low mark. Winds up, the air's taken that. Petrie gets that one back now to make amends. Srinivasan has the disc. He, big strong mark, stopping that dump. Oh, Malhotra with a juggle there. Edgeworth on the mark. Back to Davis. Malhotra. Pick hold. As I think Sorondo runs through the pack and Ogden catches up to him. Just goes back to Joseph Petrie. Schrader a little bit off the mark there, as he would have been when that call came in. This is tapped in. Petrie looking for the big wind up. Sorrento, lovely two hands straight out in front defensively. Ogden trying to get there. Sorondo, oh, there's a bit of a box out there. Probably a bit too far away to see if the hips went in there. It looked a little bit of hip work to me. I think both of them were trying to do a bit of box work off of each other. Personally, I'd say it's offsetting. It was a turnover anyway. Uncontested foul in front of the end zone. Davis looks for Nunu, but Srinivasan poaches the goal. Shantanu Malhotra with great awareness to let him have that as well. Red get one back. It's now 7-9. Red still got 2 points to catch up in this match. They're at the front of the end zone here to have a look at this pull. Klein with his hand up. And everyone's nicely onside. As far as this commentator's concerned, Ogden will field that one for Sneak, centres it to Fletcher. Now Ang with the disc to Doe. Edgeworth is up there but looked off. Wachtel possibly on that. I don't think he would have got that with a good throw though. So now it goes up. Andy Baddocks wants that, but Schrader will have position all the way on that one. Andy Baddocks just really playing catch up all the way there. Had to first of all find his man, then find the disc. Meanwhile, Greg running deep, Schrader running deep with his eyes on the disc all the way. Knew where it was going to land, got front position, and didn't give Baddocks a choice at all. So Ogden with a lovely putt into the wind. The wind is picking up. As Ogden cheekily says, oh, it's Baddocks, I'll just put that. And so Ogden to Schrader. And so now it scores 7-10, Sneak ahead. Predator with a hand up. And everyone well and truly offside for that pull. Klein sent us to Davis as a zone has been put on by Sneak. Klein looks for the inside swing, cheekily gives it to Malhotra, gains a few metres in the process as Davis now gets it on the sideline, tries to direct traffic. And White all over this zone, there's nothing going, there's a bit of wind there, a little bit of up and over. Strong hammer from Petrie to Wachtel. Froud is asking for it deep, but Schrader's on that, so he's not going to put that. It's a bit of a mismatch in terms of playing time. Meanwhile, that was thrown into the ground. And P drops the disc. That's a -1 to him on the fantasy. Now he's trying to get it back. Will he get his hands on this disc? Nice easy one from Petrie to Malhotra. Malhotra looks long. You can see that all the way. But Schrader's there. He should get this easily, and he does. Gets the D. He elects to take it from the back of the end zone. That's interesting. Gets to Ang. Ang. The cheeky catch between his knees as well. Now Ogden puts it with the wind. Wachtel's back there. That's going to float away. Wachtel has position. And either Malhotra or Wachtel can raffle that one for the fantasy D points. So Davis picks up the disc, walks to the front of the end zone. Malhotra with an easy jump through. Davis to Malhotra. Very cheeky.
Dylan, close the gap, Dylan!
Oh, that would be interesting.
That's the one!
Hammer into this wind and just pull. The wind picked up then. Sean Davis sticks the leg out so he can gain some extra ground.
Yes, Red. That's it, all the way up.
So just Davis and Malhotra. Now they work it to the middle with Klein. Malhotra just making that zone look like it's non-existent. Malhotra with yet another touch. Now Davis comes through, gets his foot back. Gonna call travel on that, what's that? To get his foot through. Sammy Ogden doing a last little pirouette to show what happened.
Marty, if I travel by trying to avoid contact, is that a travel? So like, I was trying to slow down to avoid contact, I stepped around the contact, is that still a travel?
Yeah, Davis just asking the question, he tried to avoid contact, is that still a travel? The answer is a definite yes. There's no contingencies in the rule book for that travel. So he just has to put his foot back. So Ogden with a correct call, Davis uncontests that, comes back. And Ogden gets the D for his travels to call the travel, which is what he wanted, and he gets that. Now Ang's got the disc in the centre with Froud. Ang, pick called. Yeah, I saw that one from a distance. Mock ran through that crowd there. Dylan P being in the way, so Davis now just adjusting. Meanwhile, back here, Ang Deng Sam
No side, no side. Good.
puts an easy one up to Schrader, who's marked by Wachtel. A bit deeper, lets him get the easy under.
That's fine, they can go backwards, Right on his hip, that's it, no hop.
Bit of
Gosa,
a still count on 8. That's going to fade away from Schrader. It's a throwaway to Mock. Not the best choice with the wind coming, catching the underside, coming from behind Schrader as the dump. Oh no, that's got a bit of height on it. Ogden comes down with that D. Wants to put it long and low. It's just going to gain ground on that one as a throwaway. He'll still get +1 on the point scale. +1 on the fantasy point scale, that is. Petrie with a lovely throw to Klein. Moves it through the middle, Srinivasan to Davis. Looks outside to Wachtel. Puts that and... oh, got his hand underneath that. Froud. Lovely grab there. Wachtel. Safe hands to Nunu. Malhotra. Srinivasan jumps and grabs it, but I think the wind might have taken that. I don't think he saw it before he bought it because he's in the end zone, unless he just wanted to have a nice little celebratory dance at the end of that. Timeout called on the front of the end zone by Ogden. We'll return in a moment. So we come back from that timeout as White set up an avert stack. Ogden with the disc. They're up 7-10, but it was a long point, so just pick called Wachtel as Schrader runs around the front of the stack. I think we knew from a mile away he wanted to go deep on that one. Ogden wants that. Ogden wants the flick long. That's what we see. This was Ogden sees as well. But he elects to goes back to Mock, runs behind, goes to Schrader, who's run under now. Will he put that flick up that he wants before? Now they just work that unders. As they've made about 10 metres on the front of this end zone. Just swinging it back and forth quite easy. Some easy, oh, that had a bit of wind, just bobbled that one up and down, but ended up being quite easy for Windsor. Mock lays out! He's not in though. Will he get the assist or will he throw it away? Still not in, so now we have Ang with a potential for that. Davis gets the D in the end after a great layout by Mock. Disappointing for White. Scores still 7-10. Sneak up.
Hey, the Hawks aren't coming. We need to take the unders on defense.
Reasonable wind behind my back. So Klein throwing into the wind. He's got the throws, that's why he's been called pick to handler on this team. Looks off Malhotra. Wind's actually sideways, left to right as we're looking at it. Ogden gets a hand in that one, stops Srinivasan from getting that catch. Ogden calls Edgeworth for the catch, but mirrors Srinivasan's drop at the other end. Froud tried with two hands, but ends up dropping it. Ogden calls for a hammer. Will Windsor read that? And coming around the back, trying to get the scraps. Didn't get those scraps. Petrie now with his turn, picks up the disc. Looks like a bit of a limp, not too sure. Just really tired, I think this has been a very long point. Edgeworth Malhotra does his trademark zippy hammer over the top, very flat. Davis lets loose. It's okay with Wachtel on Schrader. Schrader straight up, Wachtel with a clean drop. Malhotra almost with a D. We've got Edgeworth over here.
The huck's not coming out. Take the unders.
Now we got... Oh, straight into the ground.
Yes, Red. Come on, boys.
That's going to go over his back shoulder, but it just very nicely. Wachtel with that score. Red making a match of it. They don't want to lose. Predator. They're being hunted at the moment, but they're hunting their prey back again, so it's now 8-10. There's a pull from Predator. Need to get 2 points back in order to make it evens, to force a universe point situation. Connor Fletcher with a very quick release hammer to Greg Windsor. Cheeky scuba over the top back to Ogden. Break from Srinivasan on mark. Fletcher looks for the hammer again, elects not to. He's got Doe on the outside. Comes through. Goes for the hammer once more, this time to the other Greg. Schrader catches it right on that sideline, but still in. So White now have a 3-point break on red. Sneak on 11, Predator on 8. Lovely pull from Sam Ogden. Big outside in backhand, lands hard. Petrie lets that bounce, picks up with 2 hands on the first bounce. Call going back there, foul. I think Fletcher calling Malhotra just for some contact. Getting in his way. So now Wachtel will restart play. Fletcher looking for the D there. Got Davis. Now they're going to force it back the other way to Petrie as Malhotra pops through the zone as he's been doing all this game. Now Baddocks gets in the action. Malhotra safe hands. He's got a couple of Ds already. Now they're on the sideline. That's what they want to stop. They're not looking at that easy go at the moment. So Petrie elects to put it over into the middle to Sorondo. Sends it out easily to Wachtel, who just really throws it to no one, really. I think it was meant for Petrie. Now they're setting the zone. This is all downwind here. We've got Andy Baddocks as a deep on Windsor. Holes all over the place as would be expected in the midfield, so an easy over the top by Ogden. Oh, big collision there. I think Froud probably didn't need to go in there. Just a call on collisions just to clean them up. Still count on 4 and around by Fletcher. Ogden got his hands to that, so that'll be against him. Petrie picks up the disc, throws it to Malhotra. They get a score. Scores now Predator 9, Sneak 11. Look at the reverse angle. We've been looking at the pulls from the other end. Let's see what the receiving team looks like. Malhotra with a pull down this close sideline, just beneath our feet. Elects to do an inside out, which flattens out, but I think that's going to go out. And there the disc goes. Ogden elected to go pick that one up. It's already called the brick. So that's the view that Sammy Ogden's seeing at the moment in front of him. Spread out white field with a match defence by red. Into the wind, slightly cross breeze from right to left as I'm looking at it now. So now Ogden wants to go deep. Schrader slows down, Wachtel takes advantage. Still count must be getting high. Schrader tries to keep that in with a great diving effort. Nothing could save that one, unfortunately. Probably a big travel there as well. And it goes out. So the hut goes up. Sorondo gets that one-handed. Good work for Sorondo. Nice catch. Scores 10-11, red with the pull into the wind.
Go red!
Fletcher with the disc in hand. Ogden's going long but slows down with Petrie on his back. Ogden now moving in. Fletcher with the disc. Puts it up big. Dives to get that.
You kidding me? Oh yeah, Tom! He's going to be confident, I guess. Go home! Yes, Izzy! Bring in!
Schrader to P.
Yes, Joy!
It's a reset to Ogden.
Big Joy! Oh, yeah!
Fletcher really happy that they got that point. Fletcher with a big rolling pull.
Come on, Sneaky!
Again, just that wind in action here at the moment. Big hammer comes over to Sorondo. Sorondo calling that. A whole lot of people around laughing at that. What is Schrader going to do? Retracted call from Sorondo after advice from teammate Sean Davis. Tapped in. Fletcher picks up the disc. Cheeky inside with a lot of float on it to Schrader, who had to chase that down with some leg work. Now Fletcher has him up and throws it away.
Get it back! Get it back! Get it back! Get it back! Is he under? Is he under? Get it! Is he? Oh, Andrew!
Someone had a hand on that. Was that Chua?
Hold the force! Hold the force! Clean up! Clean up!
Windsor with a disc now. Fletcher running, having to grab it behind him.
Lay hammer! Lay hammer!
Chua with an easy inside of Sorondo runs past the mark. And Ang collects the prize in the end zone.
So when are you actually leaving to the States? I need to be that bad.
Scores 10-12.
13-10.
10-13. Red to receive the disc. Big outside in from Connor Fletcher.
Paul, come and get it! Come and get it!
Fletcher overruns that one, hoping to get the D. So it's match D, and Davis calls the vert as the action. Has to lay out for that one to grab Malhotra's break. Petrie with a big one. There'll be 12 players underneath this easily. Ogden comes over the back, takes out his own player, not a red player luckily, so no foul was called. Doe's got it out wide, wants to put it deep, and he will. Klein gets the D. Half a foot off the ground.
Who got the D then? Who got the D just then?
Klein. Petrie brings it into play. Chua poaches his own. There's an inside break to Malhotra, who's poached. Ogden's marking Malhotra. Srinivasan, no one on him. Runs another 5 metres. Now he puts it, probably a slight travel in that, but essentially a throwaway. As time cap is called. Srinivasan not quite on the ball as to which player he has. Now he's got him back. As Ogden picks up the disc, he'll look for something long, no doubt. Points to where he wants it. Davis with a big layout attempt there. Schrader puts it long. Fletcher onto that. Will he be able to keep it in? Yes, he will. This match has had everything in it. 10-14. The time cap has been called. White up 10-14. Ogden with the pull. This time to Petrie, to Davis, to Malhotra, to Baddix. One hand strong grab in the middle there by Wachtel. There's a pick call in the middle there.
You're going to watch that before Thursday? You're going to watch that before Thursday? What's that? The shot. Or you just going out sweaty in it? Yeah. Yeah, you just want to do super quick when you're over.
So lights, under lights, floodlights taking effect now. As Malhotra goes long. Ogden on that. Baddix had it in hand. That went down. Davis knew it. Didn't even bother to say it was up. Good spirit there. Ang is making Andy Baddix run. Joseph Petrie poaches the lane to stop the huck.
Phil! Go on, Phil!
Mock put something up, did not have enough oomph in it. Now Sorondo's got the disc. Malhotra puts it long. Lovely height on that. Wachtel with the advantage all the way. Turf Froud to get the assist. So Red's still fighting. Now 11-14. So Red fighting for their life, 11-14. Red on defense. If they get the turn, then they have a chance to put another point on the board, which will get them a point closer to scoring. Meanwhile, Sneak on White, receiving team, just need to get this point to win. That one's just landed out. That's a cold drop by Ang. That's the one Red wanted. Looks off Froud in the middle. Puts it to Davis. Srinivasan was looking for the score. We're on the front of the end zone right here. Davis calls for a deep stack. Sensible play there. Everyone's just moving around. Petrie breaks the mark to give it to Davis. Red do get that next point, 12-14. So scores 14-12 to White. Sneak, who start this point on offense. That's a very good through. Doe with a second attempt to take that disc. Fletcher, no one marking him at the moment. Puts up the hammer. Front of the end zone, he's knocking on the door. Andy Baddocks. What is going on? So there's a discussion going on. I don't know what's going on here either. So it's caught, as you can see, about a metre short of the end zone. Sam Ogden knocking on the door with Windsor with a happy grab. Close out the game. Sneak win 15-12. My name's Phil Shields. Pleasure commentating for you. See you in the next game.